JT Westersill of Locked On Utes. Let me give you some names here. Will Howard, Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, Quinn Ewers, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, Justin Fields, Joe Burrow. They're all transfers. Yep. But what's different about this era of college football is the transfer portal. The NCAA has told us. They've said to you and me and everybody else that exists, the transfer portal doesn't exist. The Wisconsin kid that went to Miami, unenrolled from Wisconsin, and enrolled in Miami. And Nico, Iamaleava, whatever his name is, he's gone from Tennessee, and the transfer portal hasn't even opened yet for the spring. We have bent all of the rules that the NCAA has laid out. That seems like a strong term, too. We have bent all of these fake rules that the NCAA has put in place and just said, you know what? If you're a kid and you want to go wherever you want to go, you don't have to abide by our windows. And you can just unenroll from a school, re-enroll somewhere else. As it sits, the way the transfer portal is built, it doesn't really exist or serve a purpose. You can kind of just do whatever you want, and it's run so rampant, schools can't control it.
Yeah, it barely exists, I'll say, just because Nico can't join a spring ball team like right now. Like he could not roll up to someone's spring practice and start practicing today. But he can do that in a week or so. I'll say Nico Iamaleava is my best guess at it. I'll throw my ring in the hat too. But Iamaleava is really funny right now too. Drake, the transfer portal is the bigger story, but just really quick, like I think Saturday was a dark day for college athletics with Nico deciding that, hey, I'm going to leave Tennessee. Like a program where he's won at, has success, has a chance to eventually win a national championship there, like getting $2 million in NIL and deciding to leave for $4 million, like that's bleak. And I think also, like, even for Big 12 teams, I don't know about everyone else, but like if Devin Dampier, Utah's quarterback, I think he's capable of special things. I'm very much concerned about him leaving for NIL compensation, but just the fact that guys are willing to leave such great situations, a chance to be a legend like that. And I know it's double the money, but he had a chance to earn so much by being a Tennessee legend, setting himself up for NFL success too. So I think it's a really bad situation what's going on there. But back to the transfer portal thing real quick. Yeah, the portal's a mess right now. I mean, all of the different things that are going on, we see with it too. Everyone's trying to get it under control. Drake, you know what else is also really unfortunate is all these coaches complain about they don't like the transfer portal and everything. Yet, who's the one that we like? If you're going to transfer and you're getting money from said school, that still comes from that school and head coach. So even though the schools don't like it, they're also part of the problem because they continue to allow this to happen and use it to their advantage. So it's really messy, and I think it's probably going to get worse before it gets better.
I think so. And there's not this governing body that the NCAA is supposed to be who is policing any of it. There is no czar of the transfer portal, of NIL, who can say, no, wrong, you did a bad thing, we're going to punish you. And again, if I am, let's say I'm Isaac Wilson, who entered the transfer portal and then unentered, right? That's how crazy this entire thing is. If I'm Isaac Wilson or Jake Retzlaff, to give it to the other side, or Sawyer Robertson, and I decide in the spring I don't want to play for Baylor anymore, if the transfer portal window is closed, all I effectively have to do is just sign papers saying I've unenrolled from Baylor University. I re-enroll at Utah, Mississippi State, Missouri, and from there, I apply for eligibility through the NCAA, which at this point seems like a blanket yes. Anybody who applies can receive it. And I've gone outside of the bounds of time and space to do whatever I want. And the second, JT, here's what is so complex about this if you're the NCAA. The second those 4 letters push back, get sued. And they're really bad at winning lawsuits. Like they're talented as hell at losing lawsuits. That's where I don't understand. Is there a line to be drawn? Should there be a line? Because at this point, especially with NIL, we are talking about professional sport free agency when we talk about what the transfer portal has become.
I couldn't believe the courts ruled.
Whoa. Pause. Yeah. Pause. Sorry.
What?
Free agency, but somehow with less formality. Even in free agency, when a guy signs with another team, you're like, hey, well, your draft pick has to be traded here. You lose this thing or you have to give them money. Nope. There's even less stipulations in college football than professional free agency.
Yeah, guys will enter the portal and everything and it'll be like, oh, they have a do not contact tag on them. Like, what does that even mean? The whole point is like you're entering the portal for the first time. Like now you're supposed to have your options. That we all know what goes on behind the scenes, but like that's the whole point of it too. You mentioned the NCAA. I am still surprised that the courts ruled in favor of the Diego Pavia thing. I respect that he's trying to make his money and all of that. but I just think that's a really bad precedent to set as that guy. Like, that is a year of eligibility. That's how it's always been. And I think it's the right thing to do. Like, you have 4 years. Your JUCO experience is part of that experience. And I don't feel like because you weren't good enough your freshman year to capitalize on those resources that now because you are, you can't. No, that's what the 4-year clock of eligibility is for. So it's really messy. And there are so many loopholes. You mentioned, Drake, the whole thing that happened at Wisconsin to Miami. I mean, my goodness, I don't know how they get a handle on this. And I mean, doesn't it feel like we're heading for almost like athletes just being treated as employees? So then we're gonna have guys getting cut, and there's already reports just all over the place. Like, I'm not even talking about Big 12 schools, but like some guy will be like, "Oh, they said they'd give me this in NIL, and then they didn't meet it." So it's just really messy right now. I do not like the direction that college sports is headed in, and that's a big thing with so a guy like Nico, I couldn't fathom transferring even like 2 years ago. And once the portal started to even become a thing, but it's like, yeah, he's still as he's a starting quarterback. They just made the playoff last year. Like, where is he going to go? And he goes too. So I don't know how they restrict any of this. I don't know how they enforce it, in part because of what we talked about with the courts too, and then feeling like, hey, you can't restrict guys. So it is a massive mess. And I don't know what the answer is to it, Drake. I don't know how we fix this, how we get it so that players are, hey, if you signed a 4-year deal, I don't necessarily feel like they have to stay in that. And that's where in some ways I'm with the players, but also just the time, and when guys transfer is weird too. Like, Utah's had a ton of guys that have transferred during spring practices, which I'm just like, what value does it get you to enter the portal now? Wouldn't it be better to finish up spring, maybe even ball out in the spring game if you get that chance and then try to go somewhere? But rather than, no, you're just going to go off on your own and do your thing. And everyone's got their different reasons, but I don't get it. And yeah, I mean, I do not have a good solution on how you solve this because of how many different loopholes there are. And I definitely wish the NCAA could figure out how to get it under control. But I also want, like, if I was sitting there, I don't know how, because every time I see someone bring up a point of, oh, just do this, no, there's loopholes around that, because at the end of the day, like, it's their decision what school they want to go to. So they usually have a way out of everything.
Yeah. If I want to leave my job at Deloitte to go to KPMG, it's my decision to leave my job at Deloitte and go to KPMG. And that's what college athletics have become, a job that you're leaving to take a different job elsewhere that has a better opportunity. Coming up, Utah fans are mad at BYU, but abnormally, for some reason, in the middle of April, this is Locked On Big 12, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Hey, today's show is brought to you by Supply House. Look, I bought a house recently, and I've been trying to remodel it because that's the thing you do with a new house usually. And I'm struggling to go to the local stores and find what I need. How about I order it online and get it fast with Supply House? HVAC, electrical work, plumbing. Supply House is the reliable way to order products online. Easy to use website packed with helpful resources. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from 400 plus top brands, you'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service. You'll always talk to a real person. And for trade pros looking for an extra edge, their free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks like a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals are already taking advantage. It's your turn. Join that Trade Master program at supplyhouse.com/TM. Start ordering plumbing, HVAC, electrical supplies. Use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. That's supplyhouse.com. Go to supplyhouse.com and do it today.